Okay, so I'm going to try and do, this week is favorites week, and we talk about our favorite things, and I think, I'm sorry JC if I messed this whole up and my video is an epic fail, but I think that we're supposed to do, like, a favorite of each thing, so, like, I don't know, I'm not going to do a favorite YouTube video because that changes all the time, and that's really hard, because it's YouTube and there's lots of great ones, but for favorite books, that's the first thing I'm going to do is favorite books. Hold on one second, see if I have it. Oh, yes, I do. Sweet, okay. So, my favorite author in the entire universe is an author called Jim Butcher. Yes, this is the 11th book in his series. I pre-ordered it, and it's the newest book, and so that's why I have it in hardcover, because, yeah. I read it. I want to reread the whole series at some point, but I have too many other things I want to read. This series, my favorite one is the Dresden Files series. And the Dresden Files series, it used to be a TV show on Sci-Fi, but it was only, like, one season, and that's how I heard of these. Like, I watched the show first, and I thought the show was good, but the books are way better. And now I got the set of DVDs for Christmas. And looking back and watching the show, I'm like, wow, everything's different. But anyway, the show is really different. I mean, besides like the character names, it's basically a different thing entirely. But this is like Harry Potter for grown-ups, basically. Harry Dresden is the main character, and he is a wizard. Camera hates me, so that cut off. Anyway, but now that I have iMovie to play with, whatever. Anyway, back to the book. So he's a wizard. And he puts an ad in the Chicago Yellow Pages, and craziness ensues from there. He is funny. He is like one of the funniest characters. Like you're in his head the whole time, and he's just so sarcastic, and it's great. It's great, and all the characters are phenomenal. Like this is like he is the most amazing writer. Like his first book. And once again, thank you, JC, for texting me. Anyway. But yeah, he is the most phenomenal writer. Like, and he has another series. I wonder if I have any of those. Hold on one second. He has a second series. It's also phenomenal, but I like urban fantasy more than like straight fantasy. I mean, I like straight fantasy too, but his other series is straight fantasy. This is the 5th book. I have the first 3 books, but I lent them to Sadie. So she has them at the moment. So I can't show you those. Actually, they're actually my father's, but he only read the first one and I stole them because I saw him unwrap them on Christmas and I saw Jim Butcher and I pretty much stole them. But this is a straight fantasy series. It starts out with this young boy named Tavi. I think that's how you say it, Tavi. Tavi. That's how I say it in my head. I always create pronunciations in my head, whether they're right or wrong. But everybody like in this world can like they have things called furies, and it's like air and water and fire and earth and stuff like that. And they can fury craft, and they can do things. They go to school to learn how to do the stuff with their elements or whatever. And he doesn't have any of that. And that's basically the main plot, is he, living through this. And all kinds of stuff happens with that too. And it's, again, phenomenal. The creatures, the world is so rich. Like, the thing about his straight fantasy series is just... But, I think there's only going to be 6 books to this. This is the 5th one. I think there's going to be one more, and I think the series is over, which is kind of sad. Again, no, I didn't pre-order this. I got this for Christmas because I'm loved. But this is supposedly going into the lower 20s, I hope, because then I have like at least 9 more books to go. Anyway, so those are my favorite books. Sorry I ranted, but I knew eventually I would do him. I would do Jim Butcher, and I was waiting for that day because he is my absolute love. And I have no news on a new book coming out. Come on, I need a new book. I'm dying. Anyway, okay, so that's my favorite book. Music, because Carmen is Tuesday and she is music. See, favorite music. So, I have a few bands. I think my all-time favorite band, the band that got me like into music, I guess you could say, because I kind of had that rap phase like that I think everybody has to go through at some point. But after that, I was obsessed with Hayden Christensen, and one of his movies, Life as a House, where he's goth, yeah, black hair and all that, and piercings and stuff, yeah, it's kind of cool, and druggy, sort of. Why is my iTunes closing? I didn't tell you to close. Anyway, the movie opens up with a band called Guster. And they're not really like most of the stuff I actually listen to now, but they're still my all-time favorite because they got me involved in music. And why won't it open? Thing might be working. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna pick a song to play you a bit of. I know this video is gonna be really long, but I can edit it because I buy movies. Yeah. Okay. So the song, I'll play you the song that pretty much everybody, if you've heard of Guster, which you probably haven't, but if you have heard of them, this is the song you've probably heard. Once it starts, my iTunes, decides to work.